Hello. My name is Titi, and today I'll be talking to you about why do host communities bid sporting events. So, um, I think one of the reasons why communities bid sporting events is that they want to boost economic activity and gain a national and international exposure. I'll give you an example. We've got the FIFA World Cup. We had 2010. We have South Africa. Bidding to become a host, and they got to bid and become a host, and what that did for the country was enormous because the country got built like about 10 different stadiums, World Cup capacity stadiums, so huge stadiums where they're able to fill them up to the brim. So we've got ticket sales where now they can take all that money they make from the tickets into the economy, reinvest into the economy, build up the infrastructure, because to have big stadiums like this, the surrounding area has to be good. So they got to develop them surrounding areas through, hotels, malls, shops, retail. So overall, I think one of the biggest reasons why countries or communities want to bid to host is because it improves their overall infrastructure. And as of now, 10 years, 15 years later, in fact, South Africa are hosting the COSAFA Games once again, and this then makes them easier. They get to bid easier because they already have the facilities, already have the stadiums, already have the infrastructure, they already have the hotels, already have the retail for people to just come, and they're able to host it easier. That's why in the recent years, a lot of the COSAFA Games have been hosted in South Africa. A lot of South African teams are taking these stadiums. That's why the South African Football League is so big now, because they do have the facilities, infrastructure, and the tools to operate in this way. Um, we have another example. We have London, for example, England. They're already a massive nation, but when they hosted the Olympics in 2012, they got the London Stadium built. So now they have another way to get more money into the economy, another way to improve their way of living and their economic status. Because every country wants to bid because it makes it easier to bid again in the future. And then we got the economic impact and visitor spending sources. So what happens when a nation or community bids and does host? We got hotel exposure. Loads of hotels will sell out because they're the hosting country or community. So loads of traveling fans, traveling people, tourists are coming. So hotels, boom, sold out. We got restaurants and bars. If there's football match, the culture where we have people that go out to bars to celebrate, or before a game, tailgating. We got that's full, that's packed. They make loads of money from there. Everybody's in business, the economy's thriving. We've got transport, we've got flights coming in left, right, and center coming into the country, providing the airlines with more money. We've got the bus systems, more money, train systems, more money, because people are trying to travel to the games, travel to wherever the venue is and the event is. And then we've got tourism. People end up at the country for a specific sporting event, but they get there to, say, a country like South Africa, and then they realize that there's more to the country. So then they go on a tour, they go out exploring, go and take it as a holiday, and they become tourists. We've got retail, we've got shopping. People go to different countries. Obviously, they're going to then shop and explore and see what they can get for themselves, at a different price from what they have back home. So then we got the retail shops making loads of profit because of the influx in people and rising interest in population and demand. And then we've got the role of sports commissions. Sports commissions organize the promotion and sporting events for a region. They assist with bidding, marketing, and coordination. So these are the people that will be helping the hosts bid and pitch out basically the idea to whoever is the bosses that organize and decide on who is going to be the host. Moving on to chapter 4, budgeting process and its importance. So it involves forecasting revenues and expenses to ensure financial success of an event. So source of revenue and expenses. So first of all, we're going to talk about the revenue. So that could come from ticket sales. So obviously, like I said before, selling out the stadium, selling out, wherever the venue, wherever it is. Sponsorship deals. You have all the sports brands coming in and sponsoring these different teams, athletes, nations. There we go. We got concessions again at the stadiums. All these stadiums will fill out. Loads of concessions will be sold. We got grants and donations. So usually when a bid happens, and somebody does become the host, the commission will then provide them with loads of money and give them a certain amount of money to then build up the infrastructure in the country and basically improve their whatever they need to improve on to make sure that they have the best chance of being the best host possible. Like I think for the World Cup in football, a host country gets about £2 billion to become the host. So they have that amount of money to do whatever they need to do to make sure that the venue is set up nice and properly. And then we've got expenses. So we've got venue rental, staff, equipment, transport, hotels, insurance and permits. So obviously venue rental, it could be obviously they have to rent out a venue, rent out a stadium, buy a stadium, build a stadium. That's one thing we have. Staff, the stuff they have at the moment won't be enough because now with the influx of people coming in, different, and the business of the situation is gonna mean that they need more people working, so they have to get more staff, equipment. It's not gonna be enough again. It's another demand. It's increasing demand, so they have to up it up as well. Transport, they have create more bus systems, more buses going, more trains going, more flights coming in. Hotels, they might have to build more hotels because there's not enough room. Insurance and permits, they have to make sure that the permits to build a new stadium, build a new hotel, build a new train track, build a new bus lane are all insured. And those are all the expenses that I have for creating for being a host or something like that. So we've got the cost and control, cash flow management. So what people usually do for that, or organizations will do, have detailed budgets, having everything step by step to make sure that they're able to stick to the plan and make sure they're staying within their margin lines. It's essential spending, so like not big essential spending, so spending whenever they need, whenever they want, so make sure that not everything is they're just buying. And then we've got monitoring finances and just making sure they have somebody that's able to just keep an eye out on the finances and ensure that nothing is going to waste and nothing is getting used out of the ordinary.